Emergency response and fire drills. Emergency plan. This emergency plan should include a set of emergency measures, evacuation procedures. Schools should ensure that much measures and procedures can cope with different emergencies such as fire, explosion, spillage of dangerous chemicals, gas leakage, and other serious laboratory accidents. Emergency measures. When drawing up emergency measures, schools should consider them in the following order of priority: how to minimize injuries, how to help the injured, and how to cut down loss. It is important that schools should assign one or more members or their staff to report that incident to relevant government departments, fire services department, PPD, etc. Evacuation procedures. In formulating evacuation procedures, schools should set out the criteria for applying different evacuation procedures, devise steps include in the evacuation, and look into any necessary follow-up action. Evacuation procedures. Schools should bear in mind that in accordance of the nature of the accident, different levels of evacuation may be carried out. Steps should be taken to ensure that congestion will not occur in staircases and corridors. In any event, evacuation should be carried out in a safe and orderly manner. Schools should draw maps showing in detail the escape routes from the science laboratories. Schools should also conduct regular evacuation drills. Appropriate arrangements should be made for students with special educational needs, including but not limited to those with visual impairment, hearing impairment, and physical disability to cater for their specific limitations. Evacuation in case of fire or explosion. When there is a fire or an explosion in a science laboratory, the school should make use of all staff available to immediately evacuate students from the laboratory or the whole school building if the situation becomes serious. It is essential that any such evacuation should be carried out without using the lifts in an orderly and controlled manner, and that every effort should be made to avoid panic among students. The gas supply and electricity should be turned off at the main if practicable when it's necessary to evacuate the laboratory. It is essential that all science teachers and laboratory technicians should know the position of the main controls. Meanwhile, the fire services department should be quickly notified by dialing 999. The Education Bureau should also be notified of the incident. Fire precautions. Firefighting equipment, fire extinguisher, fire blanket, sand bucket. Fire precautions, fire extinguisher. Every laboratory must be equipped with at least one appropriate fire extinguisher, either carbon dioxide or dry powder. Both carbon dioxide and dry powder fire extinguishers are suitable for ordinary combustible fires, flammable liquid fires, and electrical fires. A fire extinguisher should normally be installed near an exit and be easily accessible, example not more than 900 millimeters above the floor. Fire blanket. Every laboratory must be equipped with at least one fire blanket of an approved type. The fire blanket is used for smothering clothing which has caught fire. They should be kept in the laboratory solely for firefighting purposes and be located at readily accessible positions. Sand bucket. There should be 2 buckets of sand in each laboratory. They are suitable for putting out small fires involving burning metals. Examples: sodium, powdered zinc, magnesium, etc., and phosphorus. It is advisable to equip each sand bucket with a scoop. Exits. An illuminated exit sign bearing the word exit and should be installed at each exit in accordance with the relevant code of practice issued by the Fire Services Department. For safety reasons, no exit door in the laboratory should ever be locked during lessons. Schools should also be ensured that the fire-resistant doors are closed but not locked. The passage for the laboratory exit should always be kept clear of obstacles. Visual fire alarm. To alert those with hearing impairments, a visual fire alarm, a red flashing light bearing the words fire alarm. Fire drills. Schools should conduct fire drills regularly. Maps showing details escape routes and should be conspicuously displayed in each laboratory. All students, teachers, and laboratory staff should be familiar with the escape routes from the laboratories. Remember, safety first. Thank you.